KTRH News Time is 7:47, and joining us right now on Houston's Morning News is Boone Pickens. Boone, it is a pleasure to have you with us this morning. Welcome, sir.
Good. Glad to be here.
All right. Right now, we've got H.R. 1380, which is known as the Boone Pickens natural gas bill, being in the crosshairs of the Tea Party because let's see if I can kind of put this simply. You would like to see, you were all about windmills. You're about renewable energy sources, and I can appreciate your stand on that. Natural gas right now is something that you are trying to get people to wrap their head around. There would be tax incentives, subsidies, if you will, to you, maybe your companies, in the hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars. Tea Party says right now we shouldn't be looking at subsidizing billionaires like yourself with our tax dollars when we're trying to cut. How do you respond to that?
Well, it's not me. I mean, it goes to the truckers. I'm not in the trucking business, and I'm not a natural gas producer. So I do have an interest in that in clean energy fuels.
Well, you've sunk about $82 million of your own dollars in there. I would assume you're going to want to try. I mean, you're a business guy. You want to see you'd like to get your money back, at least, maybe a profit.
Well, I've been pretty good at giving money away. I've given away over $700 million. So I didn't expect to get the $82 million back. I think the American people have to be educated to energy, and that goes along with Washington. And today, we're the only country in the world that has no energy plan, and we use more energy than anybody else.
How do you respond then to the Tea Party, T. Boone? They kind of got you in their crosshairs a little bit. What would you say to them?
Well, they call it a subsidy. It's a tax credit. It's what it is. It's not a subsidy. And but the Tea Party and I think see pretty clearly the same. Their number one issue is national security, and second is fiscal security. And what I promote is exactly that. I mean, I want to get off OPEC oil because you're paying for both sides of the war, and that would save unbelievable amount of money. Let me take you on just 30 seconds of history. That if you go back 10 years, the last 10 years, and we spent $1 trillion on oil from OPEC. That's what it's cost us for the last 10 years. The largest transfer of wealth from one mankind to another.
Right.
Okay, now go forward 10 years. What are we going to be faced with? Well, you're going to probably $100 oil is conservative, but let's just cap it at $100 oil and move us forward the next 10 years.
Mr. Pickens, if I could, just hold that thought, if you would, because I want to hear the rest of what you have to say. And I know our audience does, too. And I am going to talk to some folks that are sitting right now in traffic here in Houston, listening to what you have to say. We'll come back, and I want you to finish that thought.
Your Houston Morning News with Matt Patrick continues.
KTRH News Time is 7:53, and we are joined by Boone Pickens. Mr. Pickens, thanks so much, and welcome back to Houston's Morning News. I guess the question that a lot of Tea Partiers have for you with your natural gas bill is this encouraging people to do something that is kind of anti-Republican, if you will, or anti-Tea Party, anti-conservative, and that's depend more on government and the government to kind of move things forward to, retrofit cars?
Matt, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have any problem with the Tea Party because they're for national security, and that's what this is all about. That's number one. And second, fiscal security, that here you're going to cut off, you're going to be spending $2.2 trillion in the next 10 years to buy oil from OPEC. That's not all our oil, just OPEC, which is 5 million barrels a day.
But, Mr. Pickens, it will take us quite a while to get cars running on natural gas where that's going to make a difference, don't you think?
Well, let's forget it then.
Well, no, I'm not saying we do that, but it is going to.
I mean, hey, come on, Matt. That you're going to have to do something to save yourself, and if it's just too much of a problem, well, hell, just forget it, and you're going to be looking at $200, $300, $400 oil. Is what you're going to be looking at.
How soon do you think we could do this then, T. Boone? How quickly could we?
You can do it if you look at the conversion from gasoline to diesel. It was 1977 and 1983. Mm-hmm. It was accomplished in 5 or 6 years. Here you could do the same thing. Actually, you see that this is all going on right now. I mean, it is moving in the direction we want it to. All I want to do is move faster. And when you look at what I'm asking for, it's $1 billion a year for 5 years. Well, $5 billion is a lot of money, but what do you have for the $5 billion? That's only 143,000 trucks.
All right, Mr. Pickens, I thank you for your time this morning. We're going to continue to watch this, and I encourage you to come back to the show as this moves forward, and we'll talk more about it. Boone Pickens joining us here this morning.